In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to handle your nerves with women. Now, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I'm actually an introvert. I used to be very, very massively shy around everybody, to the point to where I could shake. If I held something out, I would quiver. I sweated so much that actually, even now to this day, I wear a lot of black. It was because I was afraid of people seeing how sweaty I was and disgusting. And it was just because I was so nervous all the time around other people. I was always overthinking all the interactions. And nowadays, I've been in my industry now for 11 years. And I've come to a few conclusions about why this was the case back in the day. And I came to some solutions that helped me out and a bunch of my clients out as well. So I'm gonna share those with you right now. Now, I'm gonna go through a few different stories to explain each concept to you and break it down in a way that you can understand and implement now. All right, so let's start with the first one. So action feeds ego, ego feeds action. Now, how is this important? So now, for you specifically, you have a way of being that you think is you. You have this ego and this individuality that you think is you. You're like, I'm a shy guy. I'm a person that doesn't like social interactions. I'm somebody that doesn't draw energy from being outgoing. Now, the reason for this being is because you're an overthinker. You overthink too much and you're burning the willpower. You're burning all this energy that is unnecessary. You're like, what does this person think about me? What does that person think about me? And instead of just assuming that they thought the best of you, or just not even thinking about it at all and not even caring, and just assuming everything will play itself out. Do you know why people are that are good with girls seem stupid? It's because they don't overthink anything. Their brain's just turned off. So now they're extroverted. They're like, no, if somebody doesn't like me, that person's wrong. And now here we are as the perceiver, where we can look at all the different routes and like, am I wrong? Is this my fault? But it also makes you a lot smarter, doesn't it? But it makes you worse with girls. So I'm gonna teach you right now how to turn this off for yourself. So first things first, obviously, meditation does help for a person such as yourself to turn your brain off and just stop overthinking everything. But you can also change it this way. The action that you take will actually change your ego or your self-identity. So the more that you act extroverted, guess what? The more you actually will start becoming extroverted. Now, at first, a lot of you guys are wondering, why is it when I go out and approach girls or I talk to strangers that I burn willpower? Why is it that I always get in my head? Why is it that this hurts? Why does it physically hurt? It's because you're going against what you think is your natural ego. So your ego is resisting the action. This is actually what momentum is. But over time, as you keep doing it, your ego starts switching, and eventually it bends and breaks. And now it has to align with this new personality, this new persona. So guess what? As you keep building macro momentum, keep going out and approaching, keep being extroverted, you give people eye contact. You are speaking from the diaphragm as opposed to high in your throat. You're using pauses, hand gestures. You're giving people good energy. You're not afraid to start a conversation with a stranger. Now guess what? It becomes easier and easier. So that is the first thing that I'm gonna be putting down the line. Now, once the ego does align, guess what? This is the best part. The ego then will start feeding the action. Now that you're an extroverted person, it starts feeding into itself. The actions will start being fed by the ego now that you're non-resistant to it, and it'll start feeding again back into the action, or back into the action will feed back into the ego. So it's circular. So at first, this is like a big trial period. It takes me about a year to get myself back into an extroverted personality every time. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's not about long, consistent bouts of effort in this way. It's about consistency. If you go out 3 to 5 times a week with only maybe half an hour, minimum gone out to go practice your extroversion, you will find this being a lot easier. And who doesn't have half an hour to spend? You're willing to spend an hour in the gym, but you're not willing to spend half an hour to polish your verbal skills, to polish your extroversion, to polish this person that is yourself, but you're gonna work on your body. So do you see the dissonance? So for you, work on the extroversion. You can actually do this in your everyday life. You go buy something at the grocery store, maybe give the cashier a compliment. Maybe you are trying to walk through a crowd and you're trying to get through and you see someone in your way, you give eye contact, you nod in the direction you're going, be like, excuse me, man, and they let you right through. You're practicing extroversion. You feel the sense of judgment from, you want to do something but you're afraid of the judgments of others, and then you push against it and you say, no, I want to do this, I'm going to do it anyways. As long as it's coming from a good place, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go talk to a cute girl but you're afraid of what other people will think, but you push against it, guess what? Now you're going to become more extroverted. Now you're going to be told, guess what? I guess I can do whatever the fuck I want because I'm the alpha. I'm the guy that's in charge here. I'm the guy that's allowed to speak up. There's nothing wrong with me exerting my influence or having an opinion that maybe is valuable. Now, first and foremost too, just before you guys know, because I know everybody's gonna make this stupid comment, so I'm gonna say this ahead of time. This is not for narcissists, this is for codependents, and this is also not supposed to be me telling people to be assholes. All right, so the idiots that are coming into this channel who have not seen me before, who have never seen my channel, there you go. All right, if anybody does comment that, I'm gonna cite them to this part of the video, okay? So it's not trying to be an asshole, okay? This is empathetic extroversion, okay? All right. Act confident, you'll be confident. Now, as time goes on, guess what? No longer nervous around girls because you're just like, this is just who I'm supposed to be. All right. Now, the second one is a healthy attachment to rejection. Now, when you go out and you're approaching girls and you're talking to strangers, not everybody's gonna click with you. And also, you're gonna get rejected. It's a natural part of this. It has nothing to do with who you are, the way you look, your personality, or anything. It's just a natural part of being a man that's trying to put himself out there. You're trying to look for a connection. You're trying to literally make something out of nothing. You're literally making magic. You're doing something that nobody's willing to do. All right, this is some gangster shit. All right, which will actually take me to my next point, which I'll get to in a quick second. This is some crazy stuff you're doing. You're going out and trying to start an interaction out of nothing. How many people in our day and age to walk up to a cute girl and say hi? Almost nobody. To be honest, I'm going to assume that at least 75% of the male population has never approached a girl ever and said, hey, you're cute. Minimum 75%. All right, it's atrocious and disgusting that somebody goes that long without ever pushing themselves to that kind of limit, to that kind of end goal. But if it's the way they want to live their life, that's the way they want to live their life. All right, you decided you want something bigger and better, correct? So we have to work on a healthy attachment to rejection. Now, the majority of reasons that girls actually reject guys is not even your fault. Sometimes girls will reject you because they think you're out of your league, because they think that you're out of their league and they want to leave with the easy win. Sometimes they're afraid of awkward situations. So what do they say? Nice to meet you, which is actually them trying to get out because they're afraid of there being an awkward lull in the conversation. They can't handle the awkward energy. There's also instance where maybe the girl's like has a boyfriend and you can't control it. Like, you can't control if she has a boyfriend. If she was single, she'd probably hit on you, but she has a boyfriend, dude. That's chill. The majority of reasons a girl will reject you have nothing to do with you and say nothing about your personality. And the more that you do this, the longer you do this, the better off you'll be. Now, here's the analogy that I give to my clients. So it's called the Lamborghini versus the Camry. Now, you think that everybody wants a Lamborghini, correct? Everybody wants to have a fast car, gets a lot of attention, has higher insurance. If the windshield cracks, it's expensive. So why not just get a Camry? It's cheap, better gas mileage, better resale price. It doesn't get any attention. Nobody stares at a Camry. So why not get a Camry? But if you are somebody that buys Lamborghinis, that you have that high quality, that high self-esteem, that you love Lamborghinis, maybe you yourself are a Lamborghini in the form of a person. Does that mean because this girl wants a Camry that you're gonna downplay yourself and make yourself into a Camry? Fuck no. No. You're Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. You are Neil Armstrong walking the moon. You are Neo in the Matrix dodging a bullet. You are a guy walking away from an explosion in slow motion. This is your personality. You are greater than that. And you have to give yourself permission that you are the shit. So when a girl rejects you, just because she rejects you, it has nothing to do with her. People have all their excuses, self-lying. People have an inability to see reality as it is. It's like, as a human, you have the ability to see one small sliver of how this world works if you work your ass off. This girl does not know who the fuck you are. And she has no ability in your confidence. You are the only person that knows you. You know yourself the best. Are you amazing? Or are you this piece of trash that you're treating yourself as? Are you putting yourself below the girl? Are you the prize or are you the seller? And that's actually what a lot of people do. A lot of you guys run out of things to say. It's because you guys put yourself below the girl in value. As opposed to being like, hey, I'm pretty high fucking value myself. My words are pretty important. I like what I think. I'm pretty smart. I think I have something to say. And now because you act that way, guess what? Now it actually becomes engaging. Now it becomes important. Now the girl wants to listen to you. As opposed to you're like, oh, what do I say? What do I say? Oh, I can't say that. Oh, I need to think of the next thing to say instead of actually listening to her and trying to build like a we frame, trying to build a connection with this girl. Which actually, this takes me to my next point. All right, 2 different parts. So this is number 3. All right, now you guys need to give yourselves this up. Again, you are this amazing rock star of a person. You are 1 in a million, and any girl will be lucky to date you. You are a 12 out of 10. And that's something you have to massively believe in. You are 12 out of 10, you're above any girl in value, and any girl would be so lucky to date you. Now, let's say you're not where you want to be yet, and it's hard for you to believe this. If you're somebody that's watching this channel and is constantly working on themselves, what's your trajectory over the course of the next 5 to 10 years? If this girl, you're basically Bitcoin before Bitcoin blew up. So guess what? If somebody invested in your stock and got lucky to be on that ride, does it make it any less valuable? No. You're Bitcoin. Like, the girl will be lucky to date you. Even if you're not who you want to be yet, you will be. Now, from here, you have to start brainwashing yourself. So a lot of my guys that watch my channel, you guys are really successful guys. I made my channel specifically for that. You guys are killers in life. You guys are hustling. You guys are all working. You guys are intelligent. All right. You guys have to also, but you guys are also codependent, which is the only thing that I would argue is the problem. Because I'm a natural codependent, and you guys sense the perceiving function in me, I guess, like my ability to kind of see multiple, like I can talk in nuances. So you guys get drawn to this kind of content. But here's the problem. You need to not be nuanced about yourself. All right. You're like, maybe I'm the greatest. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't know. Man, maybe I suck. I mean, there's so many people out there that are so much more amazing. No. This is the only thing you need to be a judging function. Believe that which makes you stronger. You are always the best. Even if it's not actually true, you need to believe this because it's a frame battle. All right, so there's two different types of frame battles. There's emotional frame battles and logical frame battles. The emotional one is, if I'm a happy person and you're sad and I keep being happy, you eventually be happy. Now, if we're on an island together and we're on the island for like 2 years and I'm a babbling idiot and I just keep repeating to you every day the sky's red, eventually you start believing the sky's red. Now, if you believe that you are better than Brad Pitt, if you think you're like the sexiest motherfucker on the planet Earth, guess what? You become, to that girl, the sexiest motherfucker on the planet Earth because you have the strongest belief in yourself about who you are. Then guess what? She becomes attracted to you. You see that? Your frame literally dictates whether or not she finds you attractive or not. And now guess what? How much easier is it for you to be confident? How much easier is it for you to not be nervous? If you believe you're the one of value in the conversation, it's probably pretty easy, isn't it? And now you don't really worry about whether or not she's gonna reject you because you already believe in your own value.
Best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough.